showing up my range bag today, and I don't know why, but for some reason it's real heavy. Feels like there's rocks or something in here. Okay, for some reason there is actually rocks in here. Alright, today I'm going to go over my top 5 personal favorite things to keep in my range bag. Or my personal top 5 lifesavers. So, this isn't going to be a basic list. I'm not going to talk about, targets or ammo or anything like that. That's all kind of self-explanatory for going to the range. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to take a gallon milk jug and turn it into a target stand or something like that. I'm just going to go over my top 5 things that I have found to be useful out on the range. So, starting with number 1. Number 1 is a good cleaner / lube aerosol. This is the Hoppe's Gun Medic Cleaner and Lube. I've used it, it's good. I would also use the REM oil. And you never know when you're going to need this. Say you've got a gun that's been sitting in the safe for a while and, hasn't been oiled, that could help. Say you've got a gun that you've been shooting a lot and it gets dirty, it's good to have. I've got guns that are very finicky and don't run well if they're not lubricated constantly. Definitely something good to have. Can't tell you how many times people have come up and asked me if they have oil or something, or if I have oil or something, and will thank you up and down for it. Definitely something to keep in your bag. Definitely a lifesaver. So number 2, and this one's a little bit odder but definitely useful. Clear nail polish remover or nail polish. Nothing sucks more than having a scope or something mounted on your gun or a part of your gun that the screw keeps backing out. We've all had those times where, you put something on and you're trying to sight it in and maybe you didn't put the screw in tight enough or whatever. For whatever reason, something's backing out. Clear nail polish definitely works for that. Put a little bit on the threads and it'll fix it right up. If you get the rapid dry stuff, it pretty much sets right away and you've got no problems. Plus it's a little bit easier to use than Loctite because you can just remove it with nail polish remover if needed. And this is cheap. This bottle is less than $1 and it'll last me pretty much forever. So definitely something to have, with you. Definitely a useful item. So number 3, spare earplugs. Now, a lot of times, I'm not saying keep your hearing protection in your bag. Obviously that's a thing. I'm talking about spare hearing protection for when you forget your hearing protection or maybe someone else forgets their hearing protection. I've had this countless times where you'll be headed to the range, you'll be running out the door and you might forget it and you get to the range and you've got no hearing protection. Well, nothing sucks more than getting to the range and realizing, well, you can't shoot because you brought your 30-30 and your AR and your 45 and you've got no hearing protection and you're screwed. Or maybe a buddy, maybe you're taking someone to the range that doesn't shoot a lot and they don't have hearing protection. It's good to have a spare pack, at least one spare pack. In this bag I've probably got at least 3 packs floating around and you never know when you're going to need them, and they're cheap enough that you can pick up a pack of them and put them in your bag and forget about them. That way, and I've got my main hearing protection, and you forget they're there until you need them. So, number 4 is kind of a combo thing. Number 4 is stable gun. Now, a lot of ranges I go to, they're outdoor ranges, and you've got to put up your own targets and this and that, and you've got to staple them up. Well, you kind of need a staple gun for that. I can't tell you how many times I've been at the range and you'll see people trying to pull out old staples and use them to put their targets up because they forgot a staple gun. So definitely something, get a dedicated staple gun, keep it in your bag at all times with spare staples, because they do run out. Nothing sucks more than not having a staple gun, but not having a staple gun that doesn't have staples. So definitely always stays right in my bag, and a true lifesaver. And the other part of that is clips. You go to indoor ranges, a lot of times you clip up your target. Sometimes they charge for clips, sometimes they don't have clips at all. You're on your own. Definitely nice to have clips. That way you walk in, put them up on your target, and when you're done, you take them back down and you go home. So definitely something to have. Definitely a lifesaver when it comes to your range bag. Number 5 is a good multi-tool. Now, this is just your basic pliers with, knife, screwdrivers, that kind of stuff. Just your basic generic multi-tool. I'm not going to sit and try and sell a particular multi-tool. With James Yeager being back, I'm sure he's able to tell you what this month's tactical multi-tool is. But a good multi-tool can be a real lifesaver. Say you need to tighten something or adjust something, or maybe you've got a case stuck in the chamber and you need to use something to pull it out, or whatever it may be. Just having a good multi-tool, it's a good thing to have. So definitely would recommend just get something generic and whatever, keep it in your bag. And there's a bonus thing, and this is kind of encompassing everything, is get a decent range bag. Now when I say decent, you don't have to go out and buy some $200 range bag that's got, Kevlar coating and tacked to this and, all that. I got this at Walmart for about 30 bucks. And it's got compartments, separate compartments for guns. It's got a nice shoulder strap. It closes, a central compartment in the middle. It came with these sleeves. I can put guns in here and slide them in here real nice. It's a good sturdy bag. I can't tell you how many times you'll go to the range and you'll see people pull up and they'll have their ammo and stuff in a plastic bag. And you'll go and they'll be shooting, and next thing you know, there'll be a plastic bag blowing around the range because, they left it. It's worth having a dedicated range bag, because that way you can keep all your stuff in one location. And I've seen people use backpacks and they can work too, but most indoor ranges want you to unload your stuff on the shooting table. So the nice thing about this is I can walk in, sit this on the table, open it up, take out all my guns and ammo, sit them on the table, and then put this down by my feet and be done. Don't have to worry about it falling over or anything, and it's good to go. So, for not a lot of money, you can get a decent range bag, and it will serve you very well for a very long time. So, that's kind of my bonus thing that I would think you should definitely have. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Also, feel free to put in the comments any random ideas you have for your range bag. It's always curious to see what people keep in their bags. And, they are basically tackle, like a fishing tackle box, but for shooting. So it's always interesting to see what little tidbits of information people have on as far as that kind of stuff. And have a good day.